Hello student, today I'm going to start a new topic of chapter Human Health and Disease. Topic is immunity. Every day we exposed to many disease-causing organisms or infectious agents, but very few of them can develop disease in our body. It means our body has ability to defend these pathogens, it means disease-causing organism, because our body has a system and this system is called immune system. Immune system. It means immune system is system of our body which protect our body from disease causing organisms or pathogens. And a term also related to this topic is immunity. First of all, we have to focus on this. What is immunity? What is immune system? Immune system is a system of our body which protect us from disease causing organisms. We focus on one point, system. What means? Already we studied in class 11th about organ system level of organization. We are higher organisms and we have organ system level of organization. It means for completing a work when more than one organ involves, then this is called organ system organization. It means in this process of immune system, many organs as well as many cells of our body are involved in protection. First, now another topic related to this immune system is immunity. What is immunity? Immunity is resistance of our body against any type of disease or disease causing organisms. It means pathogens. It's called immunity. Immunity mainly of two types. Immunity is mainly of two types. First is innate immunity. First is innate immunity. And second is acquired immunity. Innate immunity is non-specific type of immunity. Non-specific type. It means this type of immunity can protect our body from many type of pathogens. It may be virus, it may be bacteria, it may be protozoa. It means it is non-specific type, not a specific for particular type of pathogens. This type of immunity is present by birth, or most important thing, as a baby delivers and come into the environment from after the gestation period of 9 months, that baby has innate immunity for the protection from the pathogens. So innate immunity is first line of defense. Is first line of defense. Defense of our body. Of our innate immunity is congenital. Genital. It means present by birth. And from innate immunity, acquired is very different. As acquired means we are acquiring this type of immunity during our lifetime. It means our experience or experience of life providing this type of immunity. Every day we are exposed with multiple pathogens, and that pathogens develop disease in our body, but not all the pathogens. Very few of them can develop disease because we acquire the acquired immunity, we develop acquired immunity against the pathogens which are interacting with us every day. It means acquired immunity is a specific type, is a specific type, a specific type, and very specific for a specific type of pathogens. Now we are moving towards other discussion about the innate and acquired immunity in detail. Innate immunity. This type of immunity is present by birth, and innate immunity is made up of mainly four different type of barriers. It is made up of four different types of barriers. First, physical barriers. Physical barriers. Physical barriers are also called anatomical barrier because this barrier is provided by our body anatomy. This barrier is mainly formed by two important component or organ of our body. First is skin. A skin. As we know, a skin is the largest organ of our body. It protects us from the disease causing pathogens. It protects us or a work as a barrier from the environment and us. And second is mucous membrane. Yeah, mucosal membrane. Outermost skin of our body is dead and called a stratum corneum. This dead layer of skin prevent growth of pathogen on its surface. So pathogens never enter inside our body. As sudden a cut or injury or trauma occur on our dead surface of our skin, it makes a passage or it make a path for the entry of pathogen which are present in the environment. As a result, infection develop inside or on the surface of a skin or traumatic part of the skin, as well as a skin sebum, secretion of sebaceous gland, also has antibacterial agent lysosome, which protect us from the bacteria because it is antibacterial agent, as well as pH of a skin also prevent the growth of pathogens. It means a skin is the main physical barrier which prevent entry of pathogen inside the body. But a skin is not covering our body everywhere. there are some passage where a skin never cover our body, which is a very easy path for the entry of pathogen inside our body, like uh, gas gastrointestinal passage through the oral route, respiratory passage through the nasal passage, as well as urogenital route. A skin, where a skin is not present, and like gastrointestinal tract, urogenital tract, and respiratory tract. In this region, mucosal surface is present, mucosal membrane is present. Mucosal surface has mucus secreting cell, mucus secreting cells which secrete mucus. Now understand what perform mucus, what the function performed by the mucus. Mucus entrap the pathogens. Mucus entrap the pathogens, and along with mucus, cilia is also present, and cilia propel the pathogen. It means the region where a skin is not covering our body are the basic route for the entry of different type of pathogens, and this route is provided. This route provide us protection by the another physical barrier, that is mucosal membrane or mucosal surface. Mucosal surface. Mucosal surface contain mucosal surface secrete mucosa which contain which entrap the pathogens, as well as in this mucosal surface cilia is also present which propel the pathogens. Mucosal surface provide the protection from the pathogen from that region where a skin is not covering our body. These both a skin and mucosal surface or mucosal membrane mainly provide physical barrier of the immune system. Second barrier is physical barrier. Second barrier is physical barrier. Sorry, physiological barrier. There are lots of physiological mechanisms occurring inside the body which protect us from the disease causing organism. Like first, body secretions, body secretions like tears from eyes, acid in a stomach, saliva in mouth. These are the physiological mechanism which protect us from the pathogens. Lacrimal gland secrete tears in our eye, and in tear, lysosome, lyso, in tears, lysozyme is present, which act as antibacterial agent. Antibacterial agent. Most of the time, our eyes are completely open. So lots of pathogens are enter or comes in contact in our eye every day. In that situation, eye should be infectious from the exposure of pathogens every day, but our eye become diseased in very rare condition because tear from the eye is the main agent or main physiological mechanism which protect us from the bacteria or any type of infections. Acid in the stomach. Gastric gland present in the stomach secrete hydrochloric acid HCl. We studied in chapter of the digestive system about this gastric gland and secretions. And this HCl maintain the pH of the stomach 1.2 to 1.5. And this acidic pH, bacteria cannot survive. And this HCl protect our GI tract. Saliva in mouth. Saliva contain IgA antibody. IgA antibody. Mostly we will study in topic about the antibodies. IgA antibody bodies are present in our body secretions, like tears also contain IgA. Means body secretions contain IgA antibody. Saliva contain IgA antibody. साथ ही साथ lysozyme and protect us from pathogens. These body secretions are act as physiological barrier in our body. Besides these body secretions, some mechanism fever, in fever, body temperature increased, and this increased body temperature decrease or decline the or stop the growth of pathogens in our body. Beside fever, acidic medium, in some parts of our body, also stop the growth of pathogens. Means acidic pH. Like as we discussed earlier about the HCl in a stomach. In human female, during reproductive life, bacteria are present in vagina. That bacteria which are present in curd, lactobacillus, are present in vagina. Are present, which maintain acidic medium and stop the growth of pathogen in the vaginal region. Now, third barrier of innate immunity is cellular barrier. Cellular barrier. We are discussing from the beginning. Innate immunity is made up of 4 types of barriers. Just take an example. If pathogen enter inside the body, after escaping from a skin, mucosal surface, and physiological mechanism or physiological barrier and enter inside our body. In this condition, as pathogen enter in our body, any organ of the body or any part of the body, there are lots of cells present in our blood, start move towards the injured area or traumatic area where pathogen are present for defense of our body. As pathogens enter, then neutrophils and macrophage. Macrophage is in large form of monocyte. Move for the encounter at the infectious site. Means macrophage and neutrophils. Size of neutrophil is small and macrophage is the enlarged form of monocyte. We studied about the WBC. These are WBC. These are WBC, white blood cell, which form our immune system, immune cells. Both neutrophil, size of neutrophil is small, so unable to kill most of the pathogens. But size of macrophage is large. It can kill pathogen. It can kill damage cell, other cell debris, and protect our body from the pathogens or disease. Along with neutrophil and macrophage, another cell, NK cell. NK cell. And name is natural killer cell. Natural killer cell. This is a type of granular lymphocyte which mainly kill virus infected cell, tumor cells by porins protein mediated cell bursting. What NK cell do? When any cell is infected by virus, this NK cell, natural killer cell, start porins mediated, form a porins mediated pores inside the on the membrane of virus infected cell. As a result, water enter in the cell and causing developing a pressure on its wall. As a result, cell burst and lysis of cell take place. Cell lysis take place. These three cells, neutrophils, macrophage, and natural killer cell, perform our cellular barrier or protect or perform or make our cellular barrier and protect our body. As pathogen enter after escaping from physical barrier and physiological barrier. In NCRT, one thing is also written, polymorphonuclear lymphocyte. Just means neutrophil, as we discuss in the chapter body fluid and circulation. neutrophil, neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil are a type of granulocytes, and lymphocyte, monocyte, are granulocytes. Neutrophil has a characteristic. Its nucleus is 2 to 5 double nucleus, and means nucleus is present in 2 to 5 lobes. Now, fourth barrier of innate immunity is cytokine barrier. Cytokine barrier. We are taking example. This is a body tissue in which group of cells are present. Group of cells are present. One of the cell of this tissue is infected by virus. Suppose this cell is infected by virus. As virus infect this virus infected cell start to secrete a glycoprotein which is called interferon. Interferon, which is made up of 270 amino acid. Question comes from this point in it also. It means interferon is a antiviral protein. Antiviral protein. Virus infected cell start produce antiviral protein interferon and send the message to adjacent cell for the protection against this virus infection. As a result, non-infected neighboring cells start to produce TIP. TIP means translation inhibiting protein, which as virus infect this cell, then the process of translation will inhibited. As a result, these neighboring cells protect themselves from the further viral infection. It means interferon antiviral protein limiting the infection of virus in a tissue. This is mainly this type of barrier is called cytokine barrier, which is mainly completed by interferon. There are 3 different type of interferon. First is alpha interferon. Second is beta interferon. Third is gamma interferon. Both interferon alpha and gamma is mainly secreted by lymphocyte, and beta interferon is secreted by mainly fibroblast. Now, innate immunity is completed and mainly made up of 4 type of barriers. First is physical barrier. This barrier is made up of a skin and mucosal surface. A skin prevent entry of any type of pathogens in our body because outermost surface of a skin, that is stratum corneum, is made up of dead cells. As pathogen enter from the root where a skin is not covering our body, like gastrointestinal tract, respiratory tract, urogenital tract, these are the basic paths for the entry of pathogen. On this surface, mucosal membrane are present, mucosal surface are present, and mucosal surface contain mucus as well as cilia. Mucus entrap the pathogens and cilia propel the pathogens. Second is physiological barrier. Physiological barrier means our body physiology protect us from the pathogens. Like there are lots of body secretions in our body, like tears from the eye, hydrochloric acid in the stomach, saliva in mouth. All this prevent growth of pathogens because body secretions contain Ig antibody as well as lysozyme. Fever, as a result of fever, body temperature also increase, which maintain unsuitable environment, unfavorable environment for the growth of pathogens. After that, cellular barrier is mainly formed by neutrophils, macrophage, and natural killer cell. And last is cytokine barrier. Mainly virus infected cells secrete a antiviral protein interferon, which protect from the further viral infection of its neighboring cells or adjacent cells. Now we are coming on the second type of immunity, which is acquired immunity. Acquired immunity. Acquired immunity is a specific type of immunity. It means this immunity is a specific for a specific type of pathogens, like a specific for particular type of virus, a specific for particular type of bacteria, a specific for particular type of protozoa pathogens, any type of pathogens. Acquired immunity is mainly formed of two type of cells or two type of lymphocytes, that is B lymphocyte and T. This type of immunity is mainly acquired by our body during our lifetime or experience. Hence, we can say this type of immunity is we gain from the experience. This mainly formed by B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte is the type of lymphocyte which form antibody against the pathogens. And T lymphocyte never form antibody but help B lymphocyte in the production of antibody. Now we are discuss here some important term like antigen, antibody, already we discussed about it in the body protein circulation topic. Agglutination. Antigens are the substance. What is antigen? Now we understand about the antigen. Antigens are the substance which activate our immune system for the production of antibodies. Means antigen is any substance, any proteins, or any pathogen which activate our immune system for the production of antibody. As a result of antigen, our immune system produce antibody from B lymphocyte. Antibody produced in plasma, blood plasma. Antibody mainly found in blood plasma against the antigen. Antigen is also called agglutinogen. And antibody also called agglutinin. And when antibody attack on antigen. It means antibody antigen reaction is taking place. We can say reaction taking place between agglutinogen and agglutinin, and this reaction is called agglutination. It means agglutination is reaction between antigen and antibody, and this reaction is mainly a study which is also called serology. Serology. Serology is called a study of agglutination, means a study of antigen antibody reaction. Suppose any pathogen enter inside our body. We are discussing here through a flow diagram. Suppose any pathogen or antigen present in our body, antigen, type of T lymphocyte, and macrophage. First macrophage, macrophage uh, as antigen enter or pathogen enter inside our body, and macrophage start to move the site of the infectious region, and this macrophage start encounter this pathogen or antigen produced from the pathogen. After that macrophage, after the macrophage, they release a type of interleukin, a type of protein, interleukin, means as pathogens or antigens produced by the pathogens present in our body, macrophage in blood reach at the site of tissue where infection is taking place and fight with them, as well as also secrete a protein, interleukin or cytokine, lymphokines. Cytokine. And this interleukin activate T helper cell. Helper cell, T helper cell is a type of T lymphocyte. Lymphocyte, T lymphocyte is of four types: T helper cell, T killer cell or T cytotoxic cell, T suppressor cell, and T memory cell. First of all, interleukin activate the T helper cell. T helper cell, after activation, start to activate T killer cell or T cytotoxic cell, as well as also activate B lymphocyte or B cell. B cell start to divide and form many B cells. T cells, T killer cell also start to divide and form many T cells. It means T helper activate T killer cell as well as B lymphocyte, result into multiple formation of multiple clones of T killer cell as well as B lymphocyte. This process is called clonal selection. Now B lymphocyte divide to form B plasma cells and T memory cell. T killer cell, T cytotoxic cell secrete secrete many chemicals or proteins called lymphokines. This lymphokine activate many WBC and accumulate this WBC around these pathogens. Means T killer cell produce lymphotoxic substance as well as lymphokines which attract many WBC around this tissue, around these antigens or pathogens, and P plasma cell start to produce antibodies, different type of antibodies against this antigen. Means, first of all, T helper cell is very important for the activation of B lymphocyte as well as T killer cell or T lymphocyte. We are taking example in case of AIDS. In AIDS, number of T lymphocyte decrease. As a result, T killer cell, B lymphocyte unable to divide because T helper is the cell which can activate both cells. As a result, clonal selection takes place. But due to less number of T helper lymphocyte, these cells are unable to produce clones and our immune system becomes weak. Ultimately, HIV completely dominant over the body and causes death of the patient. So T helper lymphocyte is very important. And whenever understand this concept through this flow chart, whenever after the encounter of the antigens or pathogens, T killer and T B lymphocyte should be suppressed, because if both cells will not suppress, then hyperimmunity or autoimmunity take place and this cell start to damage self cell or on body cells, result into formation of autoimmune disease. Then third type of T lymphocyte is T suppressor, which suppress both, gives negative feedback to T helper, and as well as a result, T killer and T B cells stop their division and stop the clonal selection. All these encounters by T killer or B cell is memorized by T memory cell and B memory cell. In this process, first time, whenever any pathogens enter inside our body, all these process take place and take some time. And after some duration, pathogens are completely encountered by our immune cells, and our immune system is called primary immune response. It means first time our immune system provide response any type of pathogens. It is time taking, or we can say it is longer process, but a main very important property of acquired immunity is property of memory, which is confirmed by T memory cell and B memory cell. Both these memory cell contain or retain the encounters of first encounter or first primary immune response. And this first encounter is retained by both cells. Same pathogen, when again attack in our body second time, this memory cell, due to containing memory, activate immune system, and second time our immune system respond very quickly. Even in some cases, in most of the cases, our body never show the symptom of the disease caused by any specific pathogens, and encounter the pathogen. As a result, second immune response is very quickly due to property of memory of the immune system. These are the flow chart and I am using for the explaining the property of our immune system, explaining the process of our immune system, how cells defense from the pathogens, defense our body, resist the body from the disease. Now we will study individually in B cell and different type of T cells. T lymphocyte T lymphocytes is mainly of four types. This lymphocyte never form antibody, but most important thing is T lymphocyte help B lymphocyte in antibody production. Without the T lymphocyte, B lymphocyte is unable to produce any type of antibody in the plasma, blood plasma against the antigen. First, helper T lymphocyte helper T. Second, is also called TH, killer T lymphocyte. Killer suppressor PS. Fourth, memory. As pathogen enter, first macrophage start to interact or encounter, start move to the tissue site for encounter the pathogens or antigen produced by the pathogens. This macrophage produce interleukin or cytokine which activate T helper cell. It means after the pathogen, entry of pathogen, macrophage is the cell which is responsible for the activation of T helper lymphocyte. This activated helper T lymphocyte first stimulate T killer cell, second cell. This cell is also called cytotoxic cell, and also activate T killer and also activate B cell, B lymphocyte. And both these cells start to form clones, which is called clonal selection. As a result, number of both cells. Now, T killer cell or T cytotoxic cell start to produce messenger molecules called lymphokines. Called lymphokines. Lymphokines, which accumulate many WBC around the pathogen, around the pathogen, or we can say these activate WBC to accumulate in the tissue site or injury site. Now, T helper activate B cell and B cell divide to form B plasma cell and B memory cell. Memory cell. B plasma form antibody and memory retain the each encounters. It means helper T lymphocyte activate both cell T killer and B cell. Now, killer T lymphocyte along with lymphokines also secrete lymphotoxic substance. Lymphotoxic substance. Which directly kill the pathogens. Directly kill the pathogens. Now, suppressor T lymphocyte secrete suppressor factor or suppressor protein. The suppressor T lymphocyte secrete suppressor factor which provide negative feedback or suppress the T helper lymphocyte as well as T killer lymphocyte. Suppressor lymphocyte has suppressor TS cell or suppressor T lymphocyte suppress the T helper cell and T killer cell. T helper suppression of T helper cell again suppress the B cell and production of antibody stop. And all these encounters by the antibodies as well as killer T lymphocyte is memorized by key memory cell, which help in quickly response of the immune system against the same pathogen and provide a quick and more responsive second immune response. Now we are discussing about some a specific characteristic of the acquired immunity. Acquired immunity is very specific because this type of immunity is formed inside our body for a specific type of pathogens. Second, diversified. Acquired immunity is very diverse, and this type of immunity is capable to kill diverse type of pathogens, including virus, bacteria, pathogens, any helminth, everything. Third, can discriminate between self and non-self. This type of immunity has a very important property of discrimination. Acquired immunity can discriminate between self tissue and foreign tissue. If any foreign tissue, foreign organ are transplanted in our body, in this case, T killer cell attack the foreign tissue or foreign organ, and this T killer cell is responsible for the graft rejection. Any type of organ transplantation is performed, and this organ transplantation is unsuccessful by the T killer cell because our immune system, acquired immune system, has capacity to discrimination between self and non-self. And four most important property of the acquired immunity is property of memory. And due to this property of memory, second or secondary immune response is very quick than primary immune response. Because after first time encounter, memory is retained by our memory, immune system, memory cell of our immune system. In next class, we will discuss about the B lymphocyte, different type of B lymphocyte, and different type of antibody produced by B lymphocyte, like IgA antibody, IgM antibody, IgG antibody, and total 5 type of antibody and their discussion, their function, characteristic, opsonization, main opsonin antibodies like IgM, IgG, we will discuss about it, and lymphoid organ. Lymphoid organ, we should know something about the lymphoid organ because lymphocytes are formed in lymphoid organ. And I already discussed about the lymphoid organ where lymphocytes are formed in body fluid and circulation chapter also about the bone marrow and thymus gland. These are the main primary lymphoid organ and the site where origin maturation take place of the different type of B and T lymphocytes. And secondary lymphoid organ are the organs which provide site for the interaction and make them effector antibody. All these we will discuss in next class. Thank you.